Have you heard the term use it or lose it? Of course you have. I'm going to talk about what it means to your marketing in this episode.
Welcome to the Everything Email Podcast with Ken Countess. Ken is a world-renowned email marketing expert. He'll help you 10x your business with email strategies that generate more sales. And now, here's Ken Countess.
Hey, welcome to episode 79 of the Everything Email Podcast. I'm Ken Countess. We are now heard in over 50 countries, over 500 cities. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm sure you'll pick up some great nuggets for your marketing during this episode. And if you're back, maybe you binge listened to the Everything Email Podcast, welcome back. So glad you're here. And I hope you've subscribed to the podcast. It's available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, just about anywhere you find your podcasts. Okay, let's talk about use it or lose it and what that really means, or at least what I mean about it. So here's the thing. If you know anything about my background, you know that I spent about 25 years as a corporate, I'll call it a corporate drone. I was actually a senior marketing executive at several Fortune 100, even Fortune 50 companies. They include Motorola from way back when it was a big powerhouse. Now they're still very well known in their selected industries. Also Caremark, which is now part of CVS. I've worked for Marriott and a company now owned by Honeywell. And one of the things that was loud and clear every year about a 3-month period before the end of the current fiscal year, which in many companies that coincides with January 1, but for some companies, it might be, for instance, the end of September, like it is for the U.S. federal government. Well, 3 months before the end of the fiscal year, we would be talking about budget. What about budget? How does that relate to you and your small business or big business marketing? Well, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my family and I were on our way to Port Canaveral. We were going to take a cruise for several days. And as we were heading to the port, I got a call from a major hospital system in the Orlando area. And what they said to me was, "Hey, Ken, we have money that if we don't use it, we're going to lose it. That's our budget for this current fiscal year. If we don't spend the money before the end of the current fiscal year, we're going to lose it. So because we have been receiving your emails every single week, and we know what you do, we would like to hire you to help us spend that money before the end of the year. And by the way, you don't need to actually have produced what we need before the end of the year. We just want to commit to it. We want you to invoice us for the work that you're going to do, and we'll pay you before the end of the fiscal year. And if you can just get that work done within a couple of months, that would be totally fine with us." So that is an example of how you can be thinking about how you can serve your clients before the end of the fiscal year. Maybe your book of business is totally full. That would be great, wouldn't it? Just to have this other thing drop in. But this is literally a situation that many companies go through. They have money that's sitting in a bucket that was allocated for the current fiscal year, and if they don't use it, they're going to lose it. So what I'm suggesting that you do is get on their radar screen. You know that I always coach you to build relationships with clients, customers, potential clients and customers, and get them to a point where they say, "You know what? I need what you offer." Get them to commit some budget to your business before the end of the fiscal year. You wind up with additional business. They wind up being able to spend the money that was allocated to them, that if they aren't going to use it, they're going to lose it. Use email marketing. Just stay top of mind and suggest, directly or indirectly, how you can fulfill their needs and encourage them to spend their money with you before it all goes away. Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening. Be sure you subscribe to the podcast. And if you're not already a member of the Inner Circle, make sure you go to kenisemail.com/theinnercircle. kenisemail.com/theinnercircle, and there you'll learn how I can help you each month at no cost to you. All right, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Everything Email Podcast with Ken Countess. If you like the podcast, tell your friends and coworkers about it. Be sure to visit kenisemail.com to sign up for Ken's mailing list. You'll get great marketing tips every week in your inbox. Have questions? Send Ken an email. It's Ken at kenisemail.com. See you next time.